Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm here today to speak about the Soldiers' Aid Commission Act 2020. As a government and province, we acknowledge the tremendous sacrifice our veterans have made to our province and our country. They served our country and helped protect our democratic freedom. The Soldiers' Aid Commission was created in 1915, which was over 100 years ago, to support Ontario veterans returning home from the First World War. The Commission helped veterans adjust to a rapidly changing economy, helped the injured get training for a new career after serious injuries, and take care of children without parents of their own to care for them. And it was later where the Commission was expanded to support those who had served in the Second World War and the Korean War. With each passing year, it is a sad reality that the number of living veterans who have served in those wars are decreasing. And while we never forget their bravery and sacrifice, it is time we honoured a new generation of servicemen and women. In the previous year, the Soldiers' Aid Commission provided support to 53 veterans. While Veterans Assistance Programs are primarily a federal responsibility, the Soldiers' Aid Commission is the only provincial fund finance assistance program in Canada specifically for veterans. The Soldiers' Aid Commission Act 2020, if passed, will expand eligibility to all Ontarian veterans and their families. It will expand eligible expenses to include employment readiness support, such as short-term courses or training, work tools, and clothing for a job interview. It will modernize the Commission and its mandate, as well as update the eligible criteria. To ensure this reaches the next generation of servicemen and women, the government is proposing to increase its investment in the Soldiers' Aid Commission by $1.3 million to more than $1.5 million annually. A modern Soldiers' Commission would help more of our heroes in need receive important support. And if passed, it will include two important expansions of services. First, being employment support, and second, being mental health supporters. As part of our government's help, it will also help more of our heroes in need to pay for health-related items and specialized equipment, such as hearing aids and prescription drugs. Home-related items, such as mobility-related renovations. Specialized equipment, such as assistive devices, wheelchairs, and prosthetics. And personal items, such as clothing and specialized support services. In addition to expand eligibility and eligible expenses, our government also explored a new, simplified financial needs test and a streamlined application process and payment modernization. Mr. Speaker, veterans and their families can face many challenges. In relation to health, statistics have shown that veterans suffer from chronic conditions at rates greater than the civilian population. 29% of the veterans reported arthritis, 21% reported depression, 15% reported anxiety, and 14% reported post-traumatic stress disorder. According to a 38-year observational study on suicidality in veterans, Veterans Affairs Canada reported that male veterans has a 1.4 times greater risk of dying by suicide than other male civilian counterparts. And female veterans has a 1.9 times greater risk of dying by suicide than their female civilian counterparts. These statistics demonstrate some of the driving forces and factors for modernizing the Soldiers' Aid Commission. As an elected official for my riding of Markham-Unionville, I have had the pleasure to attend events dedicated to honor our veterans. Some of the ceremonies and services include Remembrance Day service hosted by the City of Markham, Remembrance Day ceremony hosted by the Unionville BIA, Battle of Hong Kong ceremony hosted by Royal Hong Kong Regiment Ontario Association, and Remembrance Day ceremony hosted by Markham District Veterans Association. I want to take this time to acknowledge some of our courageous veterans of Markham-Unionville who are still with us today. World War II D-Day veteran Stan Helms, retired Lieutenant Colonel Surjit Bosaki of Canadian Armed 2nd Field Engineering Regiment, and Brian Webb of the Royal Army Medic Corps. As an immigrant from Hong Kong, I also want to take a time to show respect and sadly share that Mr. Tsai Ming-eng, who was the last Hong Kong soldier to serve in the Battle of Hong Kong in World War II, passed away 2 days ago, on October 4th, at the age of 98. Among the 1,974 Canadian soldiers who were deployed to serve in this battle, I'm also sad to share that across Canada, only 7 veterans are still with us today. As an elected official for Markham-Unionville, I'm fortunate to have strong community leader Larry Lau as part of my team. Larry is a veteran of the British Armed Forces and currently serving as Sergeant-at-Arms at Markham District Veterans Association. One of his duties is to lower the flag of the building to half-mast when a member or dignitary sadly passes away. And every time Larry lowers the flag and sees the number of veterans depleting, his heart saddens. Our brave and selfless heroes and their families have sacrificed tremendously for our province and country. And as our government continue to listen to the input of veterans and the current Commissioners of Soldiers' Aid Commission and others as this legislation has developed, our government continue to move quickly to deliver our commitment to veterans. Mr. Speaker, our last Soldiers' Aid Commission Act, 1960, was last amended in 1970. Our government will continue to stand behind each and every one of our heroes who has served in our armed forces. And the modernized and expanded Soldiers' Aid Commission is our province's way of thanking all Ontarian veterans and their families for their service and contribution to our province and country. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. We have time for questions.